Hello everyone and welcome to Fallout New Moscow quick flyby tour. I'm here finally ready to present after over a year of working on this settlement. I do believe it's ready, so here we go. The premise of this is to be a sort of a tourist city that you can also live in, kind of like Paris, Moscow, any big city with a lot of touristy locations. You arrive by boat or by highway. The highway does connect to the Newcastle settlement over there. So by boat or by car, you arrive here and you get processed at the immigration office. Now, I do warn you there will be a lot of lag. This is probably by far the largest settlement ever made for Fallout, so please excuse the FPS drops. Here you have rentals for bikes or cars. The highway system will connect to any important point within the map, so you can just take the highway, and there are, as you can tell, stop signs and traffic lights. On the other side, you have souvenirs. You have your Nuka World souvenirs, your toys, etc. Over here, you kind of have a nice little dining area, really romantic during nighttime, and you get a nice view. Over here, we have the police station. It's more of a drunk tank for those who get rowdy and drink too much. And here is the immigration office, and let's actually fly through there. Everybody comes here, processes their visas with the secretary, and then come on inside. So here is the Red Tavern. Let's fly up and get rid of the lag. We got a red rocket right there. Here is the Red Tavern. Very popular place for food and drink. And let's go to the residential area first. So here's a red rocket. There's 3 red rockets in total here. This one only does motorcycles. Now the residential area is walled off. We've got a private gate. Very nice upscale living situation. Very nice establishments for these folks right here. They got parking for their motorcycles and an entrance to the highway right there, so they don't have to go anywhere. And as we go over here, very private residential area right here, and right here. This is a very nice house. Looks like their motorcycle fell down, but one of the better houses here. 2 stories. They got their own pool. Very nice, very upscale. And going through here, we have a bathhouse on the right and a barber on the left for obvious reasons, self-explanatory. And let's just zoom on out and to see an overview. That's how it looks like from above. We got a billboard right here. Advertisement is very prominent for this city. So the Red Tavern is a nightlife on the bottom with a singing cellar in the theater hall and rooms for rent upstairs. Here's 2 rooms right here. Very nice, very modern. And going over here, we have the weapons depot. You buy weapons here. And here is a biker bar that's on the roof. And there is a gun range in here if you want to, practice the new gun that you bought. And it actually keeps track of your scores to see how well you are shooting. So, migrating over here, going sideways, is the docks. So, shipping containers, let's mosey on down over here. Imports and exports come through here. You got a cargo ship right here with the shipping containers being unloaded by forklifts. Processing is done over here where you check in, and then it gets lagged out to death. Oof. Like I said, please forgive for the lag. Even a GTX 1080 and 1080p on the lowest settings cannot handle this. So here is the shipping container storage facility, and then you come through here. Dock Center Authority here. Okay then. tax collection is done here. So the city does make a good amount of money off taxes imposed on imports and exports. And through here is the slums. A dirty, disgusting place where you don't want to be. Here's a guard guarding the containers. And here's a homeless guy who can't afford pants or shoes. Church of Stalin is that way, which I'll talk about in a second. Here's floor 1 of the slum city. All 5... What is he doing?
Farming's as honest work gets.
I'm so ugly. So this is a self-sufficient city with 5 stories. Second story being a bar. Third story, let's go to the fourth story, being a hospital room. Really decrepit hospital room. But in reality, it's actually an organ farming area where they harvest poor people's organs for the rich. Yeah, shit's messed up, man. Alrighty, let's zoom on out. Here's how the area looks like from above. A little segregated area. And this is just a quick flyby tour. There's obviously more things that I'm missing, but for the sake of, time constraints, I just want to get it over with. Okay, so here's the Echelon Tower. This is the reason everything is lagging. It's 5 stories tall. Has about almost 100 beds. This is where the rich people live. As you can tell by the upscale environment, this is the place to live. Very, very nice establishment. Very, very beautiful patio. Beautiful, beautiful place to live. Now, moseying down over here, we got the government building. This is where the government people live. They also have, although not as nice, but still a pretty nice 4-story apartment complex with glass windows. And here is the government building. 5 stories, starting with the low courts on the bottom. And then we have ministers, kind of like Secretary of State, Secretary of Health, yada yada. State government on the 3rd floor. And the state government building connects to the bank, which I'll talk about later. 4th story and 4-story level B is the government building, the federal government building, with big obey sign on the front. And the 5th story, 5th floor, has his glorious leader, Stalin, who's clearly busy here and he's not doing anything. Let's zoom on out. And his housing complex is really nice. He has 2 stories. He's got a vertibird on the top, his car, and his living establishments. Let's check it out. Must be nice to be the leader. Alrighty, so that is a brief overview. I'm not going to go inside and show any of the 5 stories, but they're all decked out with government-related activities. Here is the schoolyard for the children. Here is the school outside. Here is the kids' park. It's kind of like an arcade room in here. And then you can see 4 stories with an elevator that takes you to each floor. And more arcade machines here. All arcades actually work with the appropriate game. And then you have Nuka-Cola Zapper right here, where you can win toys and prizes. So kind of like a Disney World where fun for all ages, A lot of trees. Let's move on out of there. We got a parking garage structure here with advertisements. Parking on the roof. This is a mall, a 2-story mall. We got a little koi garden here. We got a restaurant here. Toy store here. General goods of furniture variety. Dining commons. And synth store. And last but not least, the clothing store. Zoom on out over here. Here is the storage unit. That's for some reason only half lit. Let's actually go inside here. Nothing too fancy here, besides the blatant lag, but one keynote worth mentioning is somebody squatting and living within their storage unit. And this map has a lot of quirks like that, where you can find people living in places where they shouldn't, just because, you know, they cannot afford to pay rent. So that is the mall. Going over here, we have an hotel room with the Institute status symbol right here, and you just park your car right there. And here is the entrance to these glorious leaders' workbenches, or your workbenches, depending on the playstyle you want to play through. So here is yours, or, you know, the glorious leaders' workstation. And going down here is Sovtech, short for Soviet Tech. It's kind of like a Google, but, you know, Soviet-fied. They're working on Optimus Prime, robot research facility, as well as a Saltron facility testing. And over here we got Deathclaw research, and we have synth research with computers in the background. Then we have a lounge area for the workers. We got a bowling alley. We got cameras everywhere. We got a receptionist working there, and hydrophonics research over here, with a library and a secret entrance to this area, which I actually forgot to build. Whoops. I will take care of that in the released version. Alrighty. Red Rocket. Second Red Rocket. Second out of 3 Red Rockets. This one is a car wash. So you drive your car over here. Mind the stoplight. Water gets sucked into the hoses. Or pipes, I should say, sorry. And yeah, this is where a car wash happens. And obviously you get gas and a tune-up should you need it. Let's zoom on out and look the other way. There's definitely some tricks to having the game not as lag as much. As simply do not look at the large skyscraper. Just don't even bother looking at its general direction, and it won't lag as much. Here is the clinic. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here is the highway entrance to the parking lot, and then you enter through here. Second story is mostly intensive care units, but first story has 2 ER rooms. Here's a doctor right here, and here's the waiting area with the receptionist. And I will definitely do a playthrough that's more detailed, more focused on being on the ground, but for the sake of time, just do a quick fly through. Alrighty, so that takes care of that sector, or should I say no, it doesn't, not at all. Here is a park with a playground on the left, a water fountain, a sandbox. We've got basketball courts right there, and on the other side we got a fountain and a little vendor cart. Now underneath here is obviously the entrance to Soviet Tech, Soft Tech right there. On here is the companion home. This is where my followers, my companions live. They got everything they need. They got alcohol, they got games, they got arcades, they got their own color-coded beds, and they got a washing machine. And over here is the beautiful propaganda machine. I mean, free press, the Comrade Digest, where journalists write pressing matters on the livelihoods of the fellow citizens of New Moscow. And last but not least, a little residential area right here. This is where the doctor lives, in the close proximity of the hospital. We got a nice patio, water, little lake, nice place to be at, nice establishment, and even a patio area on the roof for, I guess, tanning purposes. And speaking of water, here is the water purification area. I didn't just want to put a water purification system. I actually wanted to kind of customize a building that would be sort of believable. And here's the biker bar that I mentioned earlier. And
been a long time.
oh yeah, I bet it has. Alrighty, once we get past the lag, here is the chem storefront, and over here is the memorial park right by the hospital, for obvious reasons. Alrighty, let's mosey on down to the other part of the city. Hopefully it won't lag as much there. So Communist Cola LLC has 4 levels. I'm not going to show them all, but here's, for example, is the executive office on the 3rd floor. Here is the bank, and here's the last of the 3 red rockets. So here it is. Now you might wonder, how do you actually get a motorcycle here if you can't drive it on, you know, on the streets? Well, you take it on the highway right there, in which, like I said, everything's connected by the highway. You park it right there, and then, you know, the mechanics will take care of you. Here's an engine being dropped in a whatever that thing is. I wonder if there's a mechanic here somewhere. No. Oh, there he is.
I think I ate too much.
Oh, must be nice. Alrighty. Over here is a pool for, you know, rich bikini parties and whatnot, with connection to this high upscale, classy little place. We got a disco dots on the roof, on the 2nd floor, underneath the light on the skylight. Look at that. And on the 1st floor we have fine dining. Very upscale place. And across the street is a huge house. Very modern, very upscale. It's also where everybody comes to lag.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls?
Because since the AI can't possibly process more than 30... What is going on? More than 30 or 40 people, the AI that are not assigned to anything are just laggy and end up hanging out here. Oh yeah, totally forgot to talk about the Church of Stalin, which is my bad. This is kind of like a soup kitchen kind of situation for, like I said, the slum city. Make the poor people dependent on his glorious leader. Let's just get out of here now. I'm tired of the poor area. Here is one of my favorite buildings to build, is the Ironside Apartments, 3-story apartment complex. Not in the best area, obviously, because you're facing the docks, but very something cozy. Something very cozy about this apartment building that I really enjoy. Facing industriousness, and they do have their own park and their own barbecue area. So I mean, it is about location, but you know, at the same time, you can't be too picky. Advertisement right here. Here's the gym. You got your protein, your water, boxing ring. Here's the post office, or the motorcycle that clipped through the roof, and here's where everything gets stored. A bathroom. Moving on down here, we got a parking lot. Let's take a look at the parking lot quick. So, like I said, roof parking. And over here is the Super Duper Mart. The lady standing through the ground. Lovely. You got your food, you got your jerky, you got your drinks, anything you need. Come to the Super Duper Mart. And there's advertisements for it everywhere across the city. Here's the parking lot entrance downstairs. If you want to, you know, go to the Super Duper Mart, or you want to go to the, you know, fine dining area, whatever you want, just walk on down here. You park your motorcycle, your car. Here's a sports car parked right there. And here's the highway 4-way intersection. Moving on down over here, we got an upscale house on the edge of town, right here. You can see the walls divide this area, and the poor people, which I'll be talking about in a little bit. A little sneak peek. Sucks. But here is very nice. They got their own rosebush garden, little patio. Very nice for them. A little tree area right here, blocked off with vines. Really nice. Here is the farmer's market, or butcher's market, I should say. And here is the general goods store, where you buy general goods. Here is some basketball underneath the highway. And zooming on out a little bit, we've got a middle class apartment, duoplex, I would say. So 2 apartments connected right here with some lag. We got a little patio for them and a park with some swings. And here is the middle class apartment complex. Everybody has their own floor and everyone's got their own story to tell. This guy's a writer, for example. This is an old lady. And so on. There's multiple things going on here. For example, this is a crime scene investigation. Somebody supposedly OD'd, but that's for you to decide. And they have a parking lot right there for their bikes and a park area underneath. Zoom on out and take a little sneak peek into Poverty City over there. Even gross, more gross than the other place I just gave you a sneak peek of, but I'll be going there later. Trust me, it is not pretty. Okay, here's the trash company. They take care of the trash. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. Moving on down over here, this is a furniture store. It's called The Bed, Bath, and That's It. I don't want to get copyright infringement or anything. Sell beds, sell desks, sell toilets. What else do you need? Alright, and this is... I need to fix that. Okay, but this is the highway parking lot entrance right there. You park your motorcycle, then you come on down, you go to the gym or the post office or the furniture store. Whatever you may need. Okay, well, I do believe that is everything. No, I am wrong. Sorry. We've got a 3-story building right here, a nice public bathroom right here. 3-story building right here. Very nice, very upscale, very nice establishment. And the cool thing about these people, they have their own garage that leads straight to the highway right here. Oh my god, it's so laggy. But yes, here it is. You know, the motorcycles. Oh, an enclave symbol? Sketchy. But yes, parking garage, safe, right there. Just get on the highway and go. Now, I do believe that is it for a general overview of the city. Clothing store. I mean, nothing you can really say about that. And there is an apartment building I forgot to talk about, but it's nothing special. Just called Ironwood, or is it? I don't even remember what I called it anymore. Midwood, because it's in the middle of the town and it's made out of wood. There you go. There you go. That makes sense. Okay, and over here is the memory bar. It has the memory loungers from the Good Neighbor Memory Lounge area. And yeah, it's like a virtual reality. You pay money and you get to immerse yourself in virtual reality kind of situation. Alrighty. Jesus, is that it? Is that it? I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna get out of here and go to Commongrad, the city of the commoners. So you exit out here. Here's a checkpoint station. Immediately there's a gate right here. Highway entrance right here, so you don't actually come through here on foot, and then you park right there in the parking lot. So here is the brothel. Take a sneak peek. She's dancing. I need to fix that, and she should be wearing something else, but you get the general idea. Right here is a ramp, but as you can see, there's a gate, and it's blocked by this, because let's be honest, these people, if they live here, they're not going to afford a car, so there's no reason for them to ever use that anyway. So these people are peasants. They're not exactly poor, but, you know, they're fishermen, you know, they're tailors, they work in a factory, you know, whatever. Here's the fishing area, the fishing boats, and the fishing produce gets stored over here. Fish plant station. Over here we got a clothing store, bathhouse with a little homelessness on the side, and you can see they're doing coolant and drugs. And here is a gnome. There are 10 gnomes to be found, kind of like a collectible, just for fun. So yeah, bathhouse right there. Another warehouse being offloaded. So a boat comes in, and forklift drives it up here and stores it right there. Here is cotton being grown on the roof because this is a clothing assembly. I thought I hooked it up, but I guess not. But yes, this is where clothing is made for the rich. Right here we have homelessness, guys living underneath the warehouse. Probably a horrible place to live. General goods store, somebody living underneath. And going over here we got a pharmacy with the horrible healthcare, I can imagine. Probably get your organs harvested before you actually get treated. So yeah, here is the greenhouse. And here's Ivan's bar. This is the local watering hole for the commoners. And as you can see, there's like a mist on the water. That's radiation. You don't want to be in there. And here is the apartment, 5-story apartment complex for the commoners. Let's take a quick look on the first floor. Yeah. So you can imagine the livelihood of these people is not that great. But not as bad as this guy who's doing drugs and literally living underneath the building. So could be worse. Here is the cam production area mandated by the government. Cams are being made right here. Look at those cams. That's a lot of cams. Yeah, probably a poisonous place to live at or work at. Probably end up dying shortly after. Here's a power plant. I'm using the no collision cheat, so the graphics are a bit glitchy, but here is the production. Oh, that is great. That's fantastic. But yeah, he's generating the electricity for everybody. Alrighty, well, let's move on down. So the highway connects right here, so that way you're never actually in any danger. As you can tell, you can completely bypass the commoners with the highway, so you don't have to actually ever be down there. You can just drive on down and kind of overlook them. And as you can see, there's a bunch of advertisements everywhere, just eye level enough for you to see it out of your car or your motorcycle, what have you. Let's take the highway really quick. Let's start from here. So you can see advertisements for Nuka-Cola. What is that? Toothpaste. Okay, that works. And then yeah, like I said, if you want to get your car repaired at the Red Rocket, here's the advertisement, and the Red Rocket's right there around the corner. And then here is the wealthy man's garage entrance, and here's another garage entrance for the other people, and it goes just high enough to be over the greenhouse, which was very convenient when I was building that. And yeah, you go around here, gonna bypass that, and here's the military for protecting the impoverished people. Here is Poverty City, the slums, the place you don't want to be at. This is where the homelessness is. This is a residential area for some of them. The bridge. Here's the bar. They don't have electricity, so they're using candles. Very, very dark. Probably get shanked living out here. So I mean, people doing literally coolant and huffing gasoline. So we've got a clinic right here. And by clinic I mean you get your leg amputated and off you go. Here's a fish selling store, but as you can imagine, it's all rotten fish. Garbage on the roof. People just buried everywhere. Just not a good place to be. Undertaker right there. Chem is being produced right there. So here's the walk of shame. Here's this symbol. So if, I don't know, for some reason, somehow these people make it out checkpoints through here, and they actually still have to go through common grad, but if you really want to walk here, everything's connected. You go through here, Go that way. Here's drug dens, obviously. Homelessness, garbage. This guy's living in here, doing drugs, creating drugs. Fire escape on the roof. Yeah, Pipe City. This is where super poor people live. You know, they're coming through here. This is the toilet. They literally have an outhouse on a grate that just drops, you know, just drops their belongings down the chute. We got people living in the containers right there. A train car where people live in the train, doing drugs as always. Now there is a symbol of resistance, join or die. They're just trying to rally up people to fight against the glorious leader and overtake the government. So that is a subplot of this city. A floating flag that I need to fix. And garbage that's on fire. Because, you know, why not? And here's a general goods store. Alrighty. Let's zoom on out. Let's take a quick look at the poverty city. Very disgusting. Okay. So, let's come through here real quick. Here's another homeless. And over here is the graveyard. Very spooky. Another living establishment here with a guard. Now you might wonder, why is there a guard here? Well, this area, as you can see, is actually pretty decent. This is actually the gulag. Yes, that is correct. This is a gulag masquerading as a church. Now let's check it out real quick. Yeah, definitely not a place you want to end up in. Now you may wonder, do these bunk beds work? And the answer is yes. Yes, they do. You can have two people sleeping in the bunk bed, which is afforded by a mod that I can link if anybody's interested, because I know for a fact that most mods' bunk beds are just for show. Here's the KGB headquarters. I won't be going in there. I'll save that for another video. Here is the slave auction. This is where slaves get sold. And here is the trash barge. So the trash company is right there. As you may remember, it's over the wall here, but it's connected to the point that it's being used as a way to smuggle illegal immigrants in, which is another subplot of this city. It's pretty quiet over here. Let's keep going on the highway. So here is, as you may remember, the docks. But here's the weapons factory. This is where the weapons get produced. And ammo. It starts right there, and it gets sorted out over there. Zooming on out over here. Here is a floating door, which I need to fix. Here is the barracks for the military. And they're right by the weapons factory for obvious reasons. Right there is a naval guard. Make sure nobody's doing anything illegal. And yeah, we made a 360 back to the docks. I do believe that is it. So there you have it, folks. New Moscow. It weighs in at 33,000 individual items, making it the largest Fallout 4 settlement in 2018. If you do know of a larger settlement, or you have any comments or concerns, questions, yeah, just feel free to post them in the comments section. And if there is enough interest, I will continue with the walkthroughs and actually show individual buildings, because every building is furnished with their own backstory. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.